Hey everyone, this video here today is to tell you the story how I overcame a moment of craving. If you don't know, I lost more than 45 pounds and I am a dietitian. So I think I became a dietitian. No, I don't think. I know I became a dietitian because I had some struggles with food and also believed that we can prevent certain conditions through making better choices and have a healthy lifestyle and to live a healthy and long life. So, in this process, I'm learning a lot because even though I know what to do, it's easy said than done. A lot of the things that we tell you to do, and a lot of times it takes willpower. And that's what took me when I had that moment of craving. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be very vulnerable and I'm going to share with them. And like right now, we're just going to go over everything that I did to overcome that and also go over the things that worked for me and things that I need to fix to make it work for me so that doesn't happen again. And just to say, you need to make peace with it, that you're going to have those moments that you just have those cravings and that you want to eat certain things that are not as good for you more often than usual. You know, you can still have those things, but if you're working on weight loss and also being a healthier version of yourself, you don't want to do as often as you used to, which definitely for me, it has reduced. Anyway, I'm going to tell you the story later. This here, let's get to the point. All right, so I'm going to tell you what happened that day. It was a Saturday. It was pretty recent, so I remember everything. It was a Saturday. I've been overwhelmed with a lot of the things I've been doing, you know, studying and trying to put a business together and work and working out and meal prepping. So everything that I have going on, like a 40-hour work job per week. And I'm also in a dance team. So there's a lot of things going on. So I felt like on this Saturday, I felt very overwhelmed. And I was like, oh, I want pizza. And I want a whole pizza. My idea of pizza was not like, I want this specific pizza and I want that specific ice cream. And I wanted to go to the grocery store and buy it. And I'll tell you the analysis afterwards why I think that happened. So I wanted, and I was determined I was going to go to the grocery store and buy those two items because I decided I deserved because I've worked so hard and I've lost 40 something pounds and I was going to do it. And then I started telling myself, you know, there's like this little devil here and this little angel telling you, oh, you know, you should, you deserve. And then the little angel goes, yeah, but you've worked so hard, you know, why don't you compromise? So anyway, that happened, and I kid you not, I felt, imagine a lion in a cage, and you have a piece of meat outside the cage, and you're teasing that lion. That was me inside my house, going back and forth around the house, just telling myself, don't do it, don't do it. And I spoke to someone. So here are the things that I did to stop myself. So let's go. So first I decided I wanted to do it and I was going to do it. I was going to go for it. All right, I got to stop myself. I cannot do it. You know, I have food in the refrigerator. So I spoke to someone and I try to convince this person. First, I want this person to convince me not to do. And then I try to convince this person why I should do it. So I start talking and I was like, no, but you know, I've lost this much and I've been eating healthy. I've been eating all the things that I feel that are good for my body. A one-time thing is not going to affect me, which is what I tell everyone. But how big is that one-time thing that you're going to do? Because also you want to make sure you're listening to your body. All right, so long story short on that part, that didn't help. Why? Because I convinced the person that I was talking to that one time was not going to ruin my entire work. So we discussed like, how about if I compromise, I just have a slice of the pizza, and I'm like, well, if I buy the whole thing, I might just as well eat a lot of it, not just one small piece of it. Well, I even thought about, hey, there's this cauliflower pizza that's very low in calories, thin crust, that's not a lot of calories, and it's a small size. I could have that one, but no, I want that other specific one, and I want that specific ice cream. So no, and then the person ended up saying, okay, fine, if you feel that you want to do that, go for it. It's like you said, one day is not going to ruin all the other months, many months that you've been working on this. Okay. And since I started tracking and being more focused on the tracking of the physical activity and eating habits, it's been since November. So now we are in February. Yes, we're mid-February right now. So it's been some time that I haven't had this happen to me. Like, this did not happen. So I convinced the person, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna do it. So then I decided to at least dress up, because that's one thing that I compromised with I'm committed to. I'm going to dress on a daily basis with, I'm gonna dress up pretty much on a daily basis, because I want to feel good, not because I want people to look at me and think, oh, look how pretty her clothes are, or how she looks. It's just because I want to feel good, because I want to look at myself and feel good. So then I decided to put some pants on that I haven't put on in a long time. I was never able to wear those pants. I bought it and I didn't think it looked good at the time. And I was like, well, all right, well, when I lose a little bit of weight, it's going to fit well. So I'm just going to leave it here so I can wear it another time. I even thought about returning it, never got to it. So then I put those pants on, and then I put a nice shirt on. And then when I look at the pants, I go, oh my gosh, this looks perfect. This pants look perfect. It didn't look like this before. So then I start looking in the mirror for some time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I never noticed. And a lot of times we don't notice the changes that how we changed, how much we changed. And that's why one of the things I recommend is for you to take pictures of yourself, before and after pictures, and always compare them on a monthly basis, because you can see the changes. But if you're not doing that, you're not going to notice as much, because you're looking at yourself every single day and you might think, oh, I'm not changing much. But when I put the pants on, I was like, holy cow, this has changed a lot. Yes, I knew I had changed, but I didn't know it was to that point that those pants were going to look good already. So I stopped, and then I would, like the lion I told you about, I would walk to the bathroom and then get ready, put some makeup on, and then come back to the mirror and like, wow, damn, this looks good. And then I would do something else and then go back, and I'm like, wow, do I really want to do this right now? So it was me talking to myself, right? The whole time, trying to convince myself, like, and this conversation with myself. And something clicked, and I decided, no, I'm not going to do this. And it felt like an hour of me doing all of this, but I think it was about 10, 15 minutes. All of this that happened, I think it was about 10 minutes, this whole thing. But it felt like I was on it for about an hour. So let's go over what I think happened here and how I could have prevented that from happening. So I feel a lot of things that I could have done better is I feel that my breakfast can be a little bit more caloric and a little bit more nutrient dense. Yes, I only eat whole foods for breakfast, but I don't feel that it's it holds me up as much as it should, especially now that I've been building muscle mass. I feel that I need more calories, which I've been adjusting my calories and increasing my calories. But I need to remind myself that I'm increasing my calories gradually. I'm doing the reverse dieting part right now, so I'm increasing them gradually, and I'm getting hungrier. So that happened. So I need to make sure my breakfast is a nutrient dense, high calorie breakfast with appropriate amount of protein, and also I got carbohydrates and all. So making sure I have a balanced meal there. Number two that I thought about, this happens every time, but not to the point of this, not to this point, um, to this level, I would say. I'm about to be on that week of the month. And I know hormones change around that time, and I know I start craving things around that time. But this time was to the extreme. So I knew, I was aware, mentally I was aware that that was happening. So I was like, okay, that makes sense that I was feeling that way. Also, I'm coming up with all of this right now because I didn't want to write a script. I didn't want to. I want to be real with you, like the whole process. So let's think about what else I was thinking about that could have affected. So I talked about the calories. I talked about the breakfast. So that was around close to lunchtime. I already had breakfast. Um, I could have just gone for a walk maybe. That's something I could have done. I was inside the house, same environment. I'm not going out as much lately. So I could have just, one thing that I think it helps me a lot is taking my dog for a walk. So I could have just, I always recommend when I talk to people, I say, find something that will get you moving when you're facing those moments. So I could have done that. Which happened afterwards, like I was dressed up. So one thing that I think you could do that I want to add that I felt it worked for me is that put something on that it was like, it might fit okay for you. And then you're going to start thinking, okay, well, I'm fitting pretty good in this clothes. I look good. Put something that you feel like it's going to make you look good. And then once you do that, you might rethink your choice and you might not go for it. So those are some of the things. So I have high protein, high calorie breakfast. And what else did I come up with that I was thinking? So my calories, I need to go up on my calories for sure because I'm building muscle mass and I definitely need to go up on those. And what else that I'm not doing that I should have done here? Get moving. I think I mentioned all the things that I could have done and should have done. I was watching TV at the time, so maybe, well, let me get back here. Like the TV might have triggered me a little bit too. Another thing is, it was a Saturday, and that Saturday I did not have a plan for the day. Another thing that I know it went wrong is I started my Saturday different, a little bit more different than I usually start my week. I try not to get on my phone and be on my phone in the morning. I just want to get to the workout and get on with my day and go to work. That day I did work out. I didn't skip my workout. I've been pretty consistent with the workouts. However, I started my workout a little bit later that day because I was on my phone in the morning when I woke up. So I feel that having a more organized routine could have helped me, knowing what my morning was going to look like up until maybe lunchtime. And then of course having like knowing what I wanted to do that day. But I think the morning, having that scheduled morning and know what you're gonna do, what you're planning to do, at least for myself, I think it helps me a lot knowing what I'm gonna do. And I feel that being on the phone, it can be very triggering as well. I don't feel that I was getting anything that was adding to my life with the things that I was looking on my phone. I don't have social media on my phone, but I do have Pinterest. I do have YouTube on my phone. So you have those quick videos on YouTube that you can watch. So those are things that I feel that I could work on. And I think that's it that I wanted to share with you. So the point here is that I've mentioned, I think 5 different times already, so you're probably tired of listening, but take note of this. Make sure you're having a proper breakfast. There was a study that they did with people that ate a little bit less caloric breakfast and low carbs on that breakfast. And so there was a group that was eating that type of breakfast, and there was another group that was eating a little bit higher caloric breakfast with proper amount of protein and carbs there, more balanced. And in the group that they had low calorie breakfast, both groups later at lunch, they ate the same thing. And then at dinner, they just let them eat whatever they wanted. They all had the same food choices. But what they noticed at the end of the study is that the people that had a lower calorie breakfast in the morning, they were choosing more calories at dinner time. The people that ate a better breakfast, they ate, I don't remember the number of calories, but they ate a significant lower amount of calories than the other group. So for you to see that how breakfast is so important. So making sure you're having that breakfast, making sure that you're eating the proper amount of calories, making sure that you're eating nutrient-dense foods. Nutrient-dense foods would be mainly whole foods. You're consuming foods that are that have nutrients. For example, vegetables, fruits, they have fiber, right? You're consuming protein, lean protein, and those types of foods. And if you're gonna have, and also carbohydrates, you're consuming more complex carbohydrates. I like the carbohydrates that are one ingredient type of carbohydrates. For example, potatoes, corn, peas, yams. So those are some of examples. Quinoa, brown rice. So those are good ones for you to have. Oatmeal. Steel cut oatmeal would be a better option because it takes longer to digest. Having a plan for when you know that could happen too. So another thing that you need to plan for is having a plan or, okay, I know this could happen. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention is that I meal prep every week. So I already had my meal in the refrigerator. Now, I don't think this could have worked out for me if I haven't had my meal in the refrigerator ready to go, because all I had to do was just heat it up. But if I didn't have anything in the refrigerator ready to go and knew what I was going to eat for lunch, I probably would have gone to the grocery store and grabbed that pizza and ice cream to eat. So having that meal plan and prepared helped me a lot. Another thing that I was talking about, like so I know it's going to be that week of the month. I know how I get in that week of the month. I didn't know it was going to get that bad because I've been able to control myself pretty good and not overindulge, which I was planning to do. I was like, yeah, I'm done. So, and I think those are some of the things that you should work on, and I'm going to work on having that plan ahead of time. I just want to bring this to you because I want to be as real as possible with you, because I know there's a lot of people that think, oh, you know what to do, or you're a dietitian, you got everything figured out. And no, that is not the case. I still struggle with all the changes that I'm making. And I'm going to tell you more about it and other things, but I wanted to share this one because I felt, hey, this just happened. I need to share this one right now. So I hope you took notes. I didn't do any scripting or anything of this. I just went with the flow. So I hope I didn't forget anything that could help. If you have any suggestions, maybe put in the comments. And if I can remember anything, I might put in the comments too. But I might add something in the comments that I could remember that I could have done differently. Like I said, I'm just going with the flow on this one and sharing with you the struggle that I just went through, that I know a lot of people that I work with go through this as well. And another thing too, let's just say if I had gone to the grocery store and actually had acted on my thoughts and just ate an entire pizza and lots of ice cream, I've been doing pretty good for months. So what I think is, even if that had happened, one day does not ruin all the hard work that you put in, and also having the why. Why do I want to do this? Why this goal is important? And my goal is I want to be able to help as many people as possible, but I also want to live a long, healthy lifestyle. And I see a lot of people in their 60s, 70s, they can barely walk, they can barely move, and they are overweight or obese. And um, that's a reminder to myself that I need to take care of myself now. So in the future, I don't regret because I can't move well or I need people to help me, and kudos to those that are older and pushing yourself to make the change, because there's no age for you to get started. I'm in my 40s, and I I just got more serious about it recently. And I know even though starting at this time, being more serious about it, I can see a better future for myself as far as health wise. So I hope this helped some of you. If it helped, put in the comments and give a like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. Take care, everyone. Have a good day.